Hello everyone, this is Sam Petru, Psychic Medium. Let me know if you're there. Got a bit of a naughty Sebastian trying to jump onto my lap as we're going live, but then he decided to run away. I hope everyone's doing well. Bit of a unscheduled live, but I just thought I'd see who's online. I just wanted to see how everyone's been feeling. The energy this week has been a little bit different, a little bit up and down, and I just thought it was really important to connect with everybody, really. I hope you're all doing well. Let's see who's online so far. Hi, Lisa. Lovely to see you. Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Lynette. Mary. Lovely to see you there. Mary as well. Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Faye. Donna. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And I'm sure there'll be more people that join as we continue to talk and discuss today and the week and everything. As you've probably noticed as well, I've been a little bit quiet when it comes to my lives over the last few weeks. With all the changes that have been going on with travel restrictions and so forth, I've had to postpone a few things here and there. So it's had me and my manager a little bit preoccupied with everything. So here I am, unscheduled, just tuning into everyone and just checking in, really. For those of you that follow my page, and you probably do receive a lot of my newsletters as well about the weekly guidance, this week had a really big focus on relationships. And when we talk about relationships, yes, it does have a lot to do with love and that romantic side of thing. But it also has a lot to do with just our regular relationships that we form, such as our friendships and those casual relationships that, meeting someone random for a coffee, or you might bump into someone here and there, that type of energy. And so when relationships are in focus, the message really much this week was all about nurturing those relationships. And I understand that a lot of people at this particular time are struggling. A lot of people, having to stay at home, depending on where you live. If you're in New South Wales and most recently Victoria, you might be stuck at home. And then depending on where you live in those locations, the rules might be a little bit stricter. So the message that was coming through for this week was really to try and nurture those relationships. So although you might not necessarily be able to visit someone, we're so lucky to have our digital channels such as Zoom and FaceTime and all of that stuff to try to keep those bonds and those connections connected as well. I also find it really important to listen to each other as well. Now, I don't personally, everyone's different in what they believe in, and that's really important as well. But I also really feel like it's important, regardless of whether you agree with what your friend or family is saying about their own point of view, it is their way of expressing how they're feeling. And so I think that, instead of not talking to each other or having an argument over it, spiritually and energetically, that is how we all grow as souls and as spirits, is by actually listening to what other people might have to say, listening to what they may have to share with us. You don't have to respond to them, like you don't have to say what you think, but just being a listening ear, a caring ear, and just listening to what they're wanting to share, because that is how they're feeling right now. They might be feeling scared, they might be feeling vulnerable. So just be there for each other, just be there for one another, and to continue to spend that extra time talking and listening to what everyone has to say. I'm hoping that what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to share with you makes sense. My job is to help people through my readings and courses and everything that I do in between. And there's been quite a bit of a trend in what everyone is feeling. And I keep hearing, I feel like I'm on my own. I feel like I have no one to talk to. But the thing is that we're at this particular time, we're actually the most connected that we've ever been. Like, we have so much technology, like just sitting right here where I am. I've got my laptop in front of me. I've got my mobile phone, and I've got all of these apps that I can connect to absolutely everybody. So let's not let anyone feel isolated. Let's not let anyone feel like they don't have anyone to talk to. You might be the only person that friend has to reach out to. That may very well be it. So please just be mindful of other people's feelings and their emotions and the way that they're perceiving things. Talking about relationships, I can hear that Sebastian and Ollie, for those of you that don't know, are my two little cats. They're having a bit of an argument, but at least they're letting it all out. They're having it out with each other. Hopefully they come and say hello shortly as well. I'm just going to spend a moment just having a quick look at the comments, because I've just been guided to talk to you about all of this, and this is why I've had a bit of a spontaneous live. I just really wanted us to connect and to share these things. This is what Spirit is telling me is important at this particular time. Welcome everyone as well who's joined in. Bianca's there as well. We've got Donna and Paula. Lovely to see you as well, Paula. I can see a lot of you are actually, thank you for the positive words. Beautifully said, Sam. And then we've got good lesson, though I don't necessarily have to give my opinion when someone gives there, but could just listen and console instead. Exactly right, Lisa. That is very well said. That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. Just be a listening ear. Just listen. You don't have to agree with everything. But it's just about understanding each other and not allowing anyone to feel isolated and trapped. It's the worst thing for anyone to be feeling. Donna, I have spent a lot of time listening and supporting. Finally, after years of that, I'm doing the not talking thing, and it's working a treat. That's perfect, Donna. That's perfect. It just shows balance. And as Lynette said there as well, it's showing respect for each other. So you may not always agree with someone, but at the same time, when you're listening, you may be learning from them as well. Maybe you haven't actually thought about acknowledging something in that particular way, or they could actually very much teach you something. And our soul learns in that way. No one on earth knows everything, because if we did, we wouldn't be here. The journey of being on earth is about learning, expanding our soul. It's a life experience. So every single day is about learning and growing. And this particular week is very much focusing on relationships. That's very much what our weekly guidance has said, and what I can keep seeing predominantly when I'm talking to my lovely clients every day, how they're feeling, how they're communicating with different people, and how they're feeling in that particular way. Let's see what else is happening in the comments. And please, how have you been feeling? Like, how is everyone going? Are you all feeling okay? Where do you live? Where do you, obviously you don't have to give the specifics, but what city are you from? As most of you know, I'm based in Sydney, and I'm in Leichhardt. So the energy in Sydney has been, lots of rules, a lot of restrictions happening. I can still see a lot of kindness everywhere I go, which is limited, but where I do happen to be. Thank you, Faye, for sharing your thoughts. Mary, I think that's what I needed to hear. It's important to let others express themselves when they are giving their perspective, even if I don't agree. Perfectly said, Mary, perfectly said. And if that's your awakening, if that's your view that you need to have a different perception on things, then that's perfect. Tanya, hi Tanya, how are you? Lovely to see you. And thank you so much. I'm sure that we all these lovely, beautiful souls that are connecting here this afternoon, like attracts like. So I'd like to say the same about you. Sebastian, come here. I know you want to say hello. He's a bit grouchy sometimes. I'll let him come back on his own accord. But thank you, Sebastian, for the short visit. Hi, Molly Rose. How are you? Lovely to see you. Long time no see as well. I'm sending you many blessings, and I hope you're safe in Wollongong. Lovely to see familiar faces. beautiful friends from the past and all of those new people that have joined my community. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Tanya, anxious about the future, feeling maybe big energy shift. That's exactly right. So because everyone is a little bit in lockdown, there's a little bit of uncertainty in the world. I don't want anyone to be focusing on that. And I know that it's easy enough for me just to say that. But the reason being is part of the lessons that I do teach in some of the workshops that I do, like my self-development workshop and so forth, is about finding your peace where we are right now. So that peace where we are now is there are certain things that we can control and there are certain things that we can't. With the current way that things are at the particular moment, we can't really do that much. So all you can do is focus upon what you can do. So enjoy time at home. Enjoy time with the job that you have if you're fortunate enough to have one. The extra time that you might be spending with your fur babies or your actual human babies. All of that energy. So just try to, instead of looking too far ahead, just try to bring that goalpost a little bit closer and just focus upon what we have now. The reason being is that we're used to, society is always a very fast moving thing. I know it's really weird to describe it as a physical element, but in a particular way, it is always like there's always that pressure to get onto the next task or no time for rest or, all of that. So just enjoy where you are now. If you're struggling, financially, thankfully there are things that you can look to get that support. And also mentally, thankfully we are fortunate enough in Australia to have good resources such as Beyond Blue and that might also be of assistance. But generally, overall, try to just bring that closer back to where we are now. Just deal with things day by day. Try not to plan too far ahead. Okay. Lisa, I'm in Parramatta working full-time and then homeschooling with my son, making the best that I can, but having my son, sorry, I've misread that, and the best part is having my son learn with me. Perfect way to see that, Lisa, and God bless you. It's really lovely to see that you do have that optimistic way of, you're grateful for your job, grateful to have that time with your son. And I'm sure that homeschooling can add an extra burden and pressure on everything, but just think about that time that you don't normally get with each other. Just bring it back to basics. That's exactly right. Mary, so you're living in Casula, Liverpool, heavily restricted, but thankfully I'm home with my kids with extra time with them. And so it is, Mary. That's exactly the most perfect way to see it all. I've got another visitor. Are you coming to say hello? You going to say hello? This is Ollie. Yeah, Ollie's a little bit more shy than Sebastian. He's not as grouchy. Ollie is a really, I was really fortunate to meet Ollie, actually, as funny as that might sound. He knocked on my door about a year and a month ago. And from that moment on, we knew that he was meant to be part of the family. And here he is now. He's a beautiful boy, and he's given Sebastian some extra, company, companionship, someone to play with and argue with. We all need that companionship, don't we? But yeah, Ollie normally doesn't like sitting on anyone's lap for too long, so off he goes. So yeah, I don't think you guys have met Oliver before. He's usually very camera shy, so that was a bit of a blessing for him to come up and say hello, actually. Let's see. Thank you so much for sharing as well, Lifeline, Sarah, as well. So yeah, there's plenty of different services out there too. We've got some North Sydney residents as well. Hello there. And our beautiful Melburnians as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, so it's just like I said to you, for those of you that joined from the beginning, today's conversation was just that. I just really wanted to talk to everybody. I just wanted to check in and see how everyone is feeling, acknowledging how the energy has been. So nurturing ourselves, nurturing our family, nurturing our friends. Just do a FaceTime, do a WhatsApp chat or whatever you want to call it. It's always lovely to see. What I'm going to do with today, like I said, it was a very different, I just wanted to hang out. It was a very casual conversation. What I wanted to do, though, is I'm just going to do a general card reading, and this is for everybody. I'm not going to do individual readings, but I just wanted to do a general reading that will help guide everybody today, just with a message. And we'll just see what that is, just a bit of an overlying energy for the situation at this particular time. And I guess if there's anything that we need to know in that particular way. Ollie is definitely a cutie, and he is gorgeous. He's really, really gentle. He's got this really tough but gentle persona about himself. Sebastian is usually more the emotional and gentle one. Like, even if I walk away from Sebastian for 2 minutes, he'll start crying. He's very dependent on me. Okay, let's see what the card is. Isn't that hilarious? I just shuffled the deck, and the card that was drawn today, again, is Relationship Harmony, which is exactly the same card that we've had for our weekly guidance. So you cannot get any more specific from that with Spirit. It really is about focusing upon our relationships this week, everyone. Just please look after each other. Please be there for each other. Please keep nurturing each other. What I find really important too is, if you do feel the energy getting overwhelming, put on a meditation. If you go to my YouTube channel, I know some of you might be watching this on Facebook, some of you might be watching this on YouTube, but if you go to my YouTube channel and search for a chakra meditation, I actually released that a couple of months ago. It's free. It was a gift from me to you. It only goes for 6 minutes, so it doesn't matter how busy you are. You can always just have a listen to that, and it'll help bring you back down again. It'll help you relax. I'm going to draw one more card because I just thought that was really amazing that card came up again. Oh, here we go. So these two cards came out as well. So we've got the card of Passion and the card of Take Back Your Power. So take back your power is not to allow other things to pull your energy away. That could be other people in some ways. If you're finding someone that might be a little bit disrespectful to you, it might be asking for you to stand your ground and to actually share what you have to say, because you might be that person that might have a different perspective that you might want to share with other people as well. But it also represents that sometimes when we're tuning in too much with the media, looking at the news too much, it might be instilling unnecessary fear within you. So taking your power back, you don't need to be watching the news all day. If you want to find out what's going on in the world, maybe put that on for 15 minutes in the morning and let it go. That's it. You don't even need to listen to it anymore. A lot of things just keep getting recycled and repeated, and it just keeps adding to the fear and that unpleasant energy, which we don't want. The card of Passion is all about not letting things, you might be working on something that could be really important to you. It could be work-related. It could be a relationship that you're trying to nurture and to grow. The card of Passion means not to give up. So even though things are a little bit difficult right now, keep focusing on what your intentions are. Keep putting that effort out there. Some really interesting cards, some very interesting energy with all of that. I'm not sure how it relates to everybody, but I really do hope that it's giving you some peace. I'll tell you something really funny. The other day, so it's been about 5 weeks now that we've been at home, and I was actually really bored the other day. And so what I did, I I actually purchased a set of hair clippers from this, like online, and it got delivered to me. And I actually, for the first time, I cut my own hair. Yep, sure, it probably doesn't look as good as it would when my hairdresser does it. And I'll definitely be going back to him when things open up again. But I just thought it was quite funny just to try something different that I never would normally do. Obviously within everyone's comfort and, you know, but just trying to add something a little bit inspiring. And, you know, if you've always wanted to try something new, this is probably a good time to actually do it, you know. Let me have a quick look at the comments. I'm so scared of cats. Cats shouldn't be anything to be afraid of. I do find that a lot of spiritual people tend to attract cats. I think that's probably why I've got two. They're usually quite protective, so they'll protect you from certain energies that might be around. They can be a little bit unpredictable, but I think that once you get to know their personality, you can start to work together. They do like to be the boss, though, for sure. That's the, oh, and I just read Donna's comment. Donna, you're pretty much spot on with what I've just, you sort of agreed with me with. I didn't even really realize what, I hadn't actually gone that far in the comments. I'm just having a look there as well. Yeah, that's a good idea too, Lisa. Thank you for sharing as well. There are many groups online, and that's the many community groups. One there is like single parent networks, and you know, you might have a particular hobby that you're interested. You might have a car that you like, and maybe you're a bit of a car person, and you follow the car sort of scene. Tanya, exactly. Just be really careful of how much media you do watch. Just limit it. Once you've watched the update for the day, maybe that's all you need to know. Yep, I am on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, Sam Petru Psychic Medium. You can find me there. But look, it's been really lovely to connect with everyone. I'm just having a quick look at the comments. Lauren, so you've attempted to cut your dog's hair the other day and then attempted mine also. Perfect, perfect. We've all got these skills within us that we never knew we had. So if it wasn't for this particular time, then maybe you wouldn't have discovered that little quirky skill that you have. But well done for trying something new. It's definitely been a pleasure connecting with everyone. At this particular time, I am offering my appointments all by telephone and Zoom. For those of you that do feel guided for a session, please take a look at my website at sampetru.com.au. All of my availability is there. I will, starting from next week, so we actually enter August next week, so I will be starting up again with our weekly lives on Wednesday. Our Mondays will still be our weekly guidance that I send out by my newsletter, and also by sharing it on Instagram and on Facebook. So yeah, please stay connected with me however you feel guided to, of course. Everyone, please look after yourselves. Please stay protected. I'd like to send much healing, much love to everyone. Please be open to, you know, connect and to receive that healing love and energy. Please be open to each other again. Our weekly guidance was just, as I said, the card came out exactly the same as what our weekly guidance was. Please look after each other. Whether you're looking at, whether you're watching this live or whether you tune in a little bit afterwards, please still comment. I always come back, and normally I will respond accordingly when I get the time. But please look after yourselves, sending you all many blessings. From the bottom of my heart, please look after yourselves again, and much love. All the best, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye for now, though. Thank you.